It reveals the secrets of the past, the present, and what may come to be. Most would think me fortunate to own such a book, but I can only use it in service to others. That is my curse. It wakes, tormenting me once more, feeding on the mysteries of this world, unraveling them into opportunity. But opportunity for whom?
Hello and welcome to the stream, beautiful people. Hope you are ready for a rip-roaring good time as we get into our first battle of the day. Best of 3 between Golden Floof and Quest Knight. Our 2 fresh recruits today. ODM Loopy, Scipio, and Black Knight. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. And I'm so happy you're proud, Papa. Hey, Travis100, morning to you. And as always, let me know if audio and video quality is okay for the stream today. I like this new feature so we can know who to blame when it takes a minute to load in. Alright, and here we go. Starting with Golden Floof, our blue player bringing the forces of Tzeentch. Starting with the Air Force up front, we have 2 Chaos Furies and some Screamers of Tzeentch, the flying manta rays. Now, for the infantry, it does look like we're going to have a couple of Forsaken. And we're going to be looking at a front line of 4 blue horrors of Tzeentch, backed up by 2 pink horrors of Tzeentch. 2 Chaos Spawn going to be the backbone of the army there. Unbreakable, monstrous infantry. And then we will have a Cultist of Tzeentch on top of a horse. Going to have that Lore of Fire with Fireball. Gate of Tzeentch for the pink horror summon. And a Power Stone. Also have that Kindle Flame in there, which should go nicely with any Warp Flame abilities that may be on top of Kairos Fate Reaver. So we're going to have Oracle of Eternity on top of him, the Gaze of Fate, Scroll of Destiny, and the Staff of Tomorrow. We're also going to have Regrowth and the Blue Fire of Tzeentch for his spells. Greater Arcane Conduit going to be on top of there too. So it's going to round out the forces of Tzeentch. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Ogre Kingdoms. Now up front for them Ogres, we are going to be seeing what appears to be Gnoblar Trappers. Got 4 of them for the front line. Also going to have 1, 2, 3 Ogre Bulls with dual weapons up front, backed up with some serious firepower in the form of an Iron Blaster. Also have a 4th unit of Ogre Bulls with dual weapons, and then we have some Lead Belchers over here on the left flank. Now for the mobility, we do have Saber Tusk packs on either flank. Looks like 2 on each side. For the heroes here, we do have a Tyrant and a Butcher with the Great Maw lore. He is going to be bringing on top of himself, besides a peg leg, he's got extra ingredients, Bone Crusher and Tooth Cracker with Troll Guts. Also going to have the Tyrant here, bringing Thunder Mace and Foe Seeker, and he's going to be taking some Blue Fires of Tzeentch right on the face, but he should be able to heal up through that. But here comes the firepower of Tzeentch. Going into all these Gnoblar Trappers, they won't last for very long, but we'll see what they can do, how much ammunition they can absorb for the main Ogre army. Alright. Gnoblar Trappers not lasting too long, but that's to be expected. They are the chaff here, and now we are going to be seeing all of the Ogres with the dual weapons running forward. And once they close the gap, they should be able to smash the blue horrors rather decisively. But we'll see. In the Saber Tusk pack are moving in on the flanks, but looks like they're not going to do too well over here on Tzeentch's right flank, the Ogre left flank, as they are getting outnumbered here by the Screamers, Chaos Furies, and these Forsaken coming in with the heavy armor. Now, one of the Ogre Bulls with dual weapons has been routed rather quickly. Here in the center, Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch are going to be holding down, anchoring the front line. And I think the Ogres are having some trouble here in the initial phases of this battle. Would like to see Tzeentch start switching up their targeting. It looks like they're going to be doing that right now, putting some fire here into the center engagement, while the Spawn of Tzeentch pin down these Ogre forces. Alright, the right flank has been won decisively by Tzeentch. Screamers chasing off the remnants of the Saber Tusk pack, taking pretty much no damage. Over here, the left flank isn't going too much better, and in the center you can see the Ogre Kingdoms have pretty much been bogged down by the Chaos Spawn. I would have liked to see these Ogres maybe split up a little bit, try to get around the flanks, but at this point, I don't think it's gonna be too late to do anything, as all the Blue Horse and Pink Horse just really need to turn their fire inwards, and they should be able to shut them down quite quickly. And over here we do have Toothcracker on top of them, giving them missile resistance and extra armor, which will be very much needed against all of these horrors of Tzeentch. But will it be enough to turn the tide of the battle at all? Right now we do see the Iron Blaster still back here, very healthy, good on ammunition, firing away, but I just don't think it's getting the killing power. Yeah, it's not getting the damage out it needs to turn this battle around. Over here, looks like just the Butcher of Great Maw is still holding on, and the Tyrant, everything else not looking too good. We do have the Gaze of Fate on top of the Tyrant now, pinning him in place. And Tzeentch is starting to edge ahead in the balance of power. Hey, Black Knight. Oh, you can't see me? Well, I'm casting a tournament battle right here. I don't want to block the action. I don't have my face up during multiplayer matches between other people. Distract you with my good looks. Alright, Noblar Trappers throwing in some ammunition here and getting some good damage. These Tzeentch forces looking like they were about to crumble or get banished, and you can see some of them are banishing, but Kairos Fate Weaver coming in here shattering the other units. So yeah, the Ogre's very, very narrow path to victory, and I think it's going to disappear now that the Forsaken of Tzeentch have gotten on top of these Noblar Trappers, and we'll start hacking them to pieces. Daylight Savings is dumb travish. Couldn't agree with you more. Over here, Butcher of Great Maw getting chased away by that Cultist of Tzeentch. That will be a close victory for the forces of Tzeentch. GG, well played to both of these players. Aw, look at them. Well played to both of y'all. Like Kairos Fate Weaver, like the Cultist of Tzeentch pick. But I mean, yeah, the Ogres, I think they sent in the chaff first, which you should do, but I think they delayed too long with their main infantry line. If they were going to be able to overwhelm that Tzeentch army, they needed to have the Noblars, the Saber Tusk pack, and the Ogre Bulls all hitting at once. But the Noblars pretty much got routed before the Ogres even got in. Hey, pimp named Slickback. Okay, thank you, my friend. Appreciate the follow. But yeah, if the Noblars would have been tying up units while the rest of the units were coming in, I think it would have worked better. But instead, the Noblars were kind of trying to trade fire with the Horrors, and I just don't think that's ever going to work out too well. The firepower of Pink Horrors and Blue Horrors versus Noblars is pretty much no contest, so I think these guys would have been better served trying to get into melee as quickly as possible and just distract units while the Ogre Bulls close the distance. But GG, let's see what happens in round 2, but a quick 1-0 lead going to be going to Golden Floof as we head into round 2. Giffen Tzeentch, man. Alright, Golden Floof will be going to Ogre Kingdoms this time, and it looks like Quest Knight's going to be bringing Kislev. It should be a good fight. Yeah, everybody I've talked to has said Sinch is the strongest. Ogre Kingdoms is up there too. So Sinch and Ogre Kingdom seem to be the favorites, but I do know in Domination mode, Khorne is supposed to be very strong as well. But Kislev is pretty dope. I think Kislev's still remaining my favorite faction so far, but Nurgle is kind of working its way into my heart. Kind of like their slow, tanky play. Okay, 1 second. Hey Romulan, I am fine on this fine day. Hope you're doing well too. And ogres are strong as methinks. Romulan, thank you for the sub, my friend. How many long years has it been? Recent events. Oh, also thank you, Mr. Jabsnor and Atlas the Inquiring for the follows. Romulan Dog, 23 months of subs. That's pretty much 2 years. You the man, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. Just waiting for the big map. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Warhammer 3 campaign. I don't like the Vortex or the whatever the new one campaign was called, the Bear campaign. Cool, now my game crashed. Some ogres with Kragnos yesterday. They won't done switch sides on me. How dare they? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to it. Get that army blocker off the screen and load back into the map. Yeah, we're doing the tournament from yesterday's replays after we finish up the fresh recruit. So this is the semifinal, and then we are into the final right after this. And then we will be casting semifinal and final replay from yesterday's tournament, which was number 2 for the season 10. Please tell me I did not just crash. God damn it. I'm still holding out hope that it's just going to open up magically. But I have my doubts. Jesus Christ, I hate how unstable this game is. Well, I'm sorry, everybody. We will let them play that game as they normally would. And I guess we'll go see. I doubt it crashed for them too. That was probably just on my end because as a streamer, I have to go click in OBS every now and again. And whether it's in windowed or not, it just seems to shit the bed. Screw it. I'm going to try it really quick just to see if it helps. What the hell? I don't know. There might be somebody else named Reed in this world, but Reed's hairy anus. That seems like quite the coincidence. But I also don't know 4 people who would name that lobby and who I wouldn't know as friends. Kragnos versus Ogres and Age of Sigmar. Big Sun Tower versus Big Dragon. That is a unique lobby, isn't it? What the hell? I'm so confused. I have no idea. I don't even see their lobby anymore. Oh, the UI is all off because it's in windowed mode. Ugh, this game! It's like, that doesn't click. Oh my god, hold on, let me turn on my cursor capture so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Look at this shit. Oh my god, yeah, it's so frustrating. Even on OBS. So on my screen, my cursor is directly on top of the exit button, and in OBS, it's actually showing where the cursor is actually registering when I run it in windowed mode. How stupid is this? Man, come on. Yeah, like this is me directly on the options in my game. But on OBS, I guess it's showing how the game is actually reading it. Ah, so if I turn you off, run in window. Okay, yeah, now it's normal again. Dude, give me a damn break. Like, seriously, game. You want to prime those Goat Boys of yours? They got some good buffs recently. Yeah, no promises, man. I am very perturbed by this game. I'm guessing they're still just playing. Ugh, fuck. Alright, let's try one of these while we're waiting. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here frustrated. We'll try corn. Free slave. Chill, 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 tight, tight, tight. And then we'll grab one of you guys. Reinforcing army. Locus of Abjuration. Okay, okay. Just finished. I won Ogres versus Kislev. Okay, well, all right. All right, let's do this, and then we're going to the final. Oh, no warning sound. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the reminder, friend. Oh, can't save. Damn it. I still didn't get to save the army. Alright, let's finish this quick. We'll win it or we'll lose it as quick as we can. And then, okay, I remember this map vaguely. Alright, let's do it. Alright, hate to be that guy, but I'm going to be rude and start the battle right away. Yeah, there's so many low-hanging fruit that they just didn't polish this game before releasing. It's really annoying as hell. Alright, so let's do it, let's do it. Yeah, he's gone full Kosser build in Sargard, hasn't he? That is indeed what they've done, the Boyar. I think I've seen this build a few times now.
Murder Lord. Following the wolf's signal. That's it. The wolf asks. Whip and tear.
Alrighty. Yeah, land battles are coming up right after this. I'm just doing this because I dropped out of the game in the middle of a series, and I wanted to kill some time, and yeah. So we're going right into the final best of 3 between the Fresh Recruit Tournament, and then we will be moving from there right on up.
He signals, I obey.
Over here.
We have a victory point. Keep it from the foe.
God's command. Most wise. Done. Mutilate them!
Okay. Hold on with all this.
One of your units has been destroyed.
It was a summon unit. It doesn't count. How are you guys not routing yet? Okay, going that way.
Keep it from the foe.
Hit that guy. Pop that. Get over here. You guys get down here. And then we're waiting for that bloodthirster, damn it.
You have the foe's victory point.
Okay, come on, come on.
Rampaging fall. Cultist of the Blood God.
I'm sorry to the tournament people. I hope you are good. We will be right back. And yes, Golden Tooth, that will work.
Butcher them. Hellblade burns. It begins. Running in rage. Bloodletter supreme. What brother asks it. Very well. I go.
Oh my god, why did I do this? I forgot how difficult and long these are going to take. And we get a tear out over here, maybe?
I go. Yes.
Come on, game. You can do it. Come this way.
One of your units has been destroyed.
No.
Toad about dead. Bring me sacrifices. Towards decree. Hack. Clean. Destroy. A sacrifice!
Get in there.
Wolf, it begins!
Hmm.
Most brutal bloodletter! You delete! Slay them! The Skull Taker's decree! Butcher them! It's called commands!
One of your units has been destroyed.
Sacrifice them! Stay! Done!
Okay. Let's push over here. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Let's finish them. If we can.
Slaughter! Yes! Slayer of Slayers! Annihilate! I'll got them! Hybrid! Yes!
One of your units has been
No, my bloodthirster.
His decree! God's chosen! Count! Mutilate! Mutilate them!
Oh my god.
Torches! Order! Take skulls! Herald of Korn!
I knew it.
Alrighty, there we go. Sorry for the delay. Let's get back to our land battles. So, way to go, Corn. We win. Now, back to the land battles. Let's see if there is a code. Alrighty. So, shall we? Okay. Platypus, platypus. Let me check something. And of course my game crashed. Alrighty, good luck, have fun to both of these fine players. Let's update the scoreboard so it is accurate. And make Shift Ocean versus Golden Floof, which is already correct. Crud. Please, for the love of God, don't crash when I go to remove the army blocker. Please, please, please. Boris Ursus versus an Exalted Bloodthirster. double Chaos Cultist. We got ourselves a Frost Maiden with the lore of Ice Magic. Blocker removed. Game up. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Round 1 of the best of 3 final between Makeshift Ocean and Golden Floof. Let's start with Kislev to begin. And, oh, they do have Telestration? Fuck yes. Okay, my goodness gracious. One thing they did right. I'm so happy that I just saw this. Okay, we are going to have a couple of light war sleds. Beautiful chariots led by these bears. We're also going to have Little Grom back here, this deadly artillery piece. We're then going to have a couple of Sargard with great weapons. In front of them, we're going to have armored Kossars with great weapons. We're going to have regular old Kossars in the back with some Kossars with spears. Now, that is going to round out the infantry force for the heroes and heavy hitters. We do have a Frost Maiden of Ice on a bear. She's going to be bringing Heart of Winter and Snowflake Pendant. And then we are going to also be looking at Boris Ursus. He's going to have Deadly Onslaught and the Fury of Urson. He is an absolute monster, so we'll see how he does. He also has the Armor of Urson and Heroic Resilience. Coming over here to the forces of Khorne, we have the aforementioned Chaos Cultist and Exalted Bloodthirster up there. We're going to have Chaos Warriors of Khorne in the back. We're going to have Chaos Warriors with halberds. And then we're going to have the Minotaurs with great weapons here in the woods, ready to do some somersaults into helpless foes. Chaos Furies of Khorne are going to be up in the air supporting that Exalted Bloodthirster. And speaking of the Exalted Bloodthirster, his kit will include Bloodthirst, Deathbringer, and Burning Rage.
Woke me to keep this world safe. I intend to do so.
Oh wow, their great weapons are gigantic war maces, just like unwieldy weapons. Have seen the Minotaur a couple times in Minotaur build, or in Khorne builds as of late. Obviously, I mean, they're the only ones in Warhammer 3 you can bring Minotaurs, but I've seen them used a few times. Minotaurs are very deadly anti-large. You just have to protect them, as they can be a bit squishy to missile fire. But for instance, if they get on top of these light war sleds or one of these heroes, they can do a number on them. 110 weapon strength with that bonus versus large all the way up at 28 is quite significant. Nothing to scoff at. Alright, silver shields of the Chaos Warriors are helping a lot against the firepower here. It's non-armor piercing, so the armor and the shields are reducing a lot of that incoming damage, but it's starting to chip away, slowly but surely. Over here, Exalted Bloodthirster getting targeted by the War Sleds. Alright, and here it goes. Everybody diving into combat. The Minotaur is going to be using their mass to pull through and get into the back line here, it looks like. And there they go, getting on top of the Ice Maiden. Over here, some Fleshhounds of Khorne, 2 of them, and the Chaos Furies going into the back on these spears. I totally missed them being in the battle. And then we will see that Bloodletter summon coming in from the Cultist. And in comes the Exalted Bloodthirster now. It looks like they're going in for an Alpha Strike on top of the Ice Maiden, trying to remove her from the battlefield as quickly as possible. Some big hits there from the Exalted Bloodthirster and the Minotaurs, and she is going down so quick. The mass around her is going to make it very difficult to escape, and you can see the front line of the Kislev forces is starting to fall apart here. War sleds coming in to support with some of their anti-infantry charges, but right now Khorne looks like they are coming out on top in a very serious way. Ice Maiden has gone down for the count. At least there is no trace of her that I can see. And now Boris is getting into the mix, but his allies are faltering around him. One of the Sargard below half health now, losing decisively. Very low and close to routing. Over here, the light war sleds still doing a lot of work here, as you can see, charging into the rear of these Chaos Warriors, and the Sargard with great weapons on the other side. Going to be a very deadly sandwich, but the Exalted Bloodthirster coming in here, getting on top of the War Sleds, taking one of them down below half health with just a couple of hits. And Balance of Power is really getting out of hand now for Kislev. Boris Ursus getting surrounded. He's a tough SOB, but he's going to go down, no doubt about it. One unit of Sargard with great weapons still hacking away. That's going to be a GG. There goes Ursus Boris. Or Boris Ursus, sorry. And that will be a GG. First game going to Khorne. Led by Golden Floof. Oh yeah, extra 35 armor really does help them. They got really good value at 2,300. They cost 1,700. 1,600 value in the Exalted Bloodthirster. Obviously, these cultists with their summons don't really get their value put across too well. But they are definitely a key part of this ingredient. And yeah, just looking across, you know, very well put together Khorne army. Just well executed, though. I think Kislev could have had a bit of a stronger performance there, but they kind of got hit in the rear real hard, and then those summons coming in behind their front line just kind of meant Khorne was able to just roll over the front line, and it's a tough matchup. I don't really know what he could have done differently to make that go a bit better, but perhaps not having the little Grom and just focusing more on your armor piercing, killing power, perhaps more sleds, for instance, another unit of Sargard, and some more infantry just to buy time. But nonetheless, a good first game in this series. Let's update the scoreboard to reflect a 1-0 lead for Golden Floof as we go into round 2. Yeah, the extra models, because people play on Ultra now, is a pretty big difference for the Minotaurs, no doubt. 70 armor instead of 40 armor is a huge difference. And then, yeah, that extra unit count. Wave an entity for collisions and knockbacks. Okay, I didn't even notice they added that little mass indicator there. That is really good to know. So, like, if I went to a Bloodthirster, for instance, oh, well, whatever. I'll check this guy out. 3,500 mass. If I went to Kislev and looked at this, 9,000 mass. That's what I'm talking about. 1,700 mass. Okay, that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Yeah, no, Slickback, that was pretty convincing Khorne victory right there. Well played. Khorne versus Tzeentch. Should be an interesting one. Yeah, Bloodletters do have pretty low armor. So I could see Chaos Warriors being useful against Tzeentch. But they are slower. But that armor and shield difference is significant. All right, here we go. Round 2 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed the game doesn't crash when I go to remove the army blocker. We'll wait till we... Oh, 1 second. Here we go. Skarbrand versus Kairos. This is very nice Legendary Lord on Legendary Lord action. The no magic versus the ultimate magic faction. Okay, starting with our red player, Golden Floof, who is currently on match point. Taking a look here, we will see up in the air 3 Chaos Furies and 1 Doom Knight of Tzeentch riding their disc into battle. Super cool unit. We're going to have a couple of Forsaken of Tzeentch, a single pink horror, 5 blue horrors, and then for the leadership and monsters, it looks like we will have some Flamers of Tzeentch. A Cultist of Tzeentch with Burning Head and Flaming Sword of Ruin. That's an interesting combination here. We're also going to be looking at Kairos Fate Weaver. He's going to have Oracle of Eternity, Gaze of Fate, Scroll of Destiny, and the Staff of Tomorrow, and then 4 Magic Regrowth and Blue Fire of Tzeentch. Now that's going to round out our Tzeentch forces. And let's just take a quick look at those Flamers here. And then going over to Khorne in blue, which will confuse me to no end, having the blue faction in red and the red faction in blue. But here we go. 3 Flesh Hounds of Khorne. We're going to have some Chaos Furies on the right flank. And then for the main forces, we have 4 Chaos Warriors of Khorne for the front line, 2 Bloodletters of Khorne on the flank for that armor piercing and a bit more speed. A Cultist of Khorne on a horse. He's going to have Icon of Endless War, as well as a Gate of Khorne and Foe Seeker. And then we got Skarbrand, the Exiled one. He is going to be running around with Bellow of Endless Fury, Wrathful Reaper, and Rage Embodied. Alright, that rounds out both forces, and we'll see who comes out on top here. Makeshift Ocean fighting to stay alive, and tied up 1-1 to bring this to a round 3. One tactic I could definitely see Tzeentch going with here is, trying to isolate and eliminate the Khorne Chaos Furies. That way they can maintain a complete monopoly in aerial forces. But easier said than done, as the Chaos Furies are very fast. And chasing flying units tends to be an effort in futility, or an exercise in futility. Alright, Flesh Hounds running away. Tzeentch coming in hot, and oh no. Looks like one of these Flesh Hounds is going to get hit hard. They're all still trying to run away. But that one unit definitely getting bogged down a bit. Alright, Flesh Hounds, looks like one of them going to be taking at least a third damage. A third of their health going to get removed, but the other one's going to escape unscathed. That is not what you want to see flying over you. Alright, Khorne's Furies trying to stay ahead of Tzeentch's Air Force. And like I said earlier, you know, it usually works out for them. As long as they just keep getting that order to move forward, they'll be okay. But I think a mistake being made here in the sense that they flew in range of the blue hordes of Tzeentch. And now we also see a summon of Chaos Furies coming in. And look at that. Tzeentch doing a beautiful job here. Just surrounding, enveloping, just eliminating these Khorne Chaos Furies. Really for, you know, no negative trade in return. Over here, Blue Flame of Tzeentch coming in, doing some devastating damage to those infantry lines as they just carve a path through them. I'm guessing he used his special ability there, indeed the Staff of Tomorrow, to cast 2 Blue Flames of Tzeentch pretty much back to back, because it decreases cooldown by 120 seconds. So some very good model kills here. So you can see just Khorne forces littering the ground. Alright, Golden Floof looking strong at this moment. Does have an edge in the balance of power. He's dished out much more damage than he's received. But here comes the moment of truth. Khorne coming in with the heavy infantry. Here comes another Blue Flame of Tzeentch, though. And oh my goodness gracious, it's doing so much damage. Alright, Khorne trying to close the distance, but they're slow as hell. In come the Flesh Hounds. Jumping in on top of those blue horrors. Alright, they are going through the blue horrors quite quickly. It's just about closing that distance, so we'll see how the rest of the Flesh Hounds do. It looks like they're booking it for the Flamers of Tzeentch. A very good target. If they can shut down those Flamers, they will be in a beautiful position. And here it comes. First attack by the Flamers. Going to be whiffed. I have no idea where that was going. But it did not connect, and now Flesh Hounds of Khorne are on top of those Flamers and doing a ton of damage. Bloodletters now getting on top of these blue horrors. And Khorne has closed the gap. And Scarbrand with his cultist. Here comes the Bloodletter summon. And, you know, Khorne starting to crush the front line of blue horrors. And we'll see if they can keep the momentum up. They need to break through here ASAP. Over here, Bloodletter's getting rear charged by the Doom Knights of Tzeentch, who are winning decisively with that nice rear charge. Burning Head now coming through. Looks like it's going to kind of whiff some of its targets, though. Over here, it is continuing on its way. Going to hit the the Doom Knights of Tzeentch. And now Khorne does have his hand in the proverbial cookie jar, but it looks like their momentum is being stalled. Chaos Fury is doing a nice rear charge to crush some Bloodletters with the blue horrors here. Chaos Warriors diving in, trying to keep that pressure up. Bloodletter summon, continuing to dive deeper and deeper into the Tzeentch lines. And now it does look like the Cultist and Scarbrand got the memo and are going to come over here and just start kicking blue horrors to death. Kairos Fate Weaver over here helping fight against the Chaos Warriors. Over here, Chaos Warriors bunched up. You can see the Doom Knights just in their element, able to get free charges off. Here comes some more Chaos Furies. Khorne putting up a hell of a fight, though. Scarbrand going in to take a chunk out of Kairos Fate Weaver. Kairos does have regrowth, though, so it's going to be very difficult to take him out completely since he's slippery as hell. Scarbrand now helping out his infantry in this engagement. They should be able to win with his support. Chaos Cultist all on his own over here. Ooh, big breath attack here from Scarbrand. As he continues to just smash. And he's still quite healthy, but the problem is he's losing forces. Tzeentch doing a good job of eliminating all of the isolated forces of Khorne and just leaving Scarbrand for last, I believe. So really good, strong push there initially, but now Scarbrand looking like he's going to be left on his own. big hit on top of Kairos, but his shield has regenerated, so he's just kind of diving in, taking it on the shield, and then retreating before Scarbrand can do any real damage. Warp Flame on top of him, increasing his weakness to fire, debuffing his armor. Yeah, Scarbrand getting focused real hard right now. And he is going down at a scary speed. There he goes, starting to be banished due to army losses, and he is going to go down for the count, shooting out one last fire attack before he goes down and is banished back to the Chaos Realm. Failing to plan is planning to fail is exactly what Kairos is saying to Scarbrand. So a GG well played to these two fresh recruits. Golden Floof going to take it 2-0 in the final. Scarbrand doing okay for himself, but I think I would have liked to have seen a bigger army against Tzeentch. I think Scarbrand is just a big target that can be ignored until the late game, which is what we saw happen here. Kairos Fate Weaver, just so mobile, has that regrowth in case anything goes south. But I do want to give a huge shout out here to Makeshift Ocean and his Khorne forces for really, like, once he closed the distance, he was crushing Tzeentch forces at a very quick rate, but it was going to be super tough to keep up with that momentum, especially after some of those early losses that Tzeentch was able to inflict. So very well played here to Golden Floof. Congrats on winning today's Fresh Recruit Tournament. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and to all the new players, spread the word if you have other people interested in competitive multiplayer. But great games to both of those guys. Now let's go watch some replays, shall we? So GG's, great games. All right, so with that said, let's go over here and get some other games downloaded from yesterday's HW League tournament. Finals, and finals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right back to it, shall we? Gotta go back here. And then I guess first thing I need to do, just bear with me. Put that right here. I think the replay box should show up in the same place. Oh, that's cool. It shows what the armies were, so that will actually make it a bit easier. Beautiful. Alrighty, so give me a minute to go take a bathroom break and such, and we will be right back with the stream, and starting off with a semi-final game. Let's see what it is. Kislev versus Khorne. Now this is going to be interesting. This is going to be the battle between Human Boy Yes Yes and Ash. And of course, in these replay files, now it doesn't give you the player name, so I won't know who is who, I guess. Like, will it show me who the players are at any point? Because if not, that's going to be very frustrating. And hey, Ubin, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, friend. All right, be right back, guys. Gonna go bathroom, grab some more water, and we'll get back to the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go, getting in to round one of this best of three between... Is it going to tell me which player is which? Or am I just going to have to guess? That is absolutely insane. Yeah, it doesn't tell me at all who the players are. So I guess I'm going to have to guess. So forgive me. I'm going to guess that our blue player is Human Boy. Yes, yes. Unnamed Core versus unnamed Kislev. Yeah, that's so dumb. And their other player will be Ash for Corn. It may be backwards, but I guess we'll tell based on the bracket and who proceeds from there. So we'll see. Hopefully I got the bracket right. But we've already pretty much covered the armies in the loading screen. Oh, and of course the paintbrush isn't available in replays for some reason. Alright, we got 3 light war sleds, the 2 Kossars, 2 Zargard, and 2 elemental bears. We got a patriarch here. He's going to have Salyak's Lullaby and Tor's Battle Hymn, and an Ice Witch with Heart of Winter and the Snowflake Pendant. Also have Arcane Conduit. So, here we go. Also going to be looking at, for the Forces of Khorne, that is, Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Going to have 5 of them for the front line. We got 4 Fleshhounds in the back line. We're going to have a Skull Cannon here. Love that. And then we're going to have 2 Cultists of Khorne, both of them with their summon, and Skarbrand the Exiled, and he is just going to be bringing Rage Embodied, nothing else. So, that rounds out both of our armies, and let's get to it. I'm excited to see the double elemental bear. .600 weapon strength, pretty hefty. Very big HP pulls too. Skull Cannon, very sick. Very low ammunition, but it does restore ammunition when it's in melee combat. Let me make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, replenishes ammunition while engaged in melee. It also regenerates them. So, very cool unit. Bears have a breath attack, which I did not realize. 2 times. And that also does frostbite, minus 30% speed. Nice pickup there from Kislev. Going to be seeing the light war sleds just staying in range here, continuing to fire in on the single Chaos Warrior of Khorne. It looks like they want to eliminate him completely. And the Skull Cannon just not getting too much damage done so far. I mean, they definitely put some damage onto these Elemental Bears, but the Elemental Bears have the heal here with the Patriarch. And it just looks like it's kind of been spreading out its fire. War sleds really making it clear to the Cultist of Khorne that they need to keep their distance. What was that? Something is shooting up in the air. One shot left on top of the Skull Cannon. Here comes the Elemental Bear attack. Nice. Doing quarter damage, 1 breath. And I'm sure if that hit down the line, like hit the infantry on the flank, it would do some nasty, nasty damage. Over here, we are going to see the Fleshhounds of Khorne coming out to attack these war sleds. Both of the cultists coming down too. One of the Bloodletter summons even coming in, and it looks like everything is coming, everyone is getting into contact with the enemy right now. We have Skarbrand coming out with the Skull Cannon to fight these Elemental Bears. He is doing some nasty work to him so far, but he's got to be careful. That's 2v1 no matter how you look at it. Over here, Chaos Warriors of Khorne coming in to fight the Zargard and the Kossars. Kossars going to suffer mightily, but the Zargard do have some excellent melee stats, so they will be a good anchor for the front line. Fleshhound's doing a good job, though, getting around the flanks. You can see them hitting the Kossars in the back. They're already wavering, probably going to be routing soon. Elemental Bears, taking a lot of damage. Skarbrand is no joke. Just look at him. He's lost about a quarter of his own health, but he is smashing this Elemental Bear, just knocking him back. all over the place. Coming down to Scarbrand, but look at his mass. He's got 6,000 compared to the Elemental Bear's 9,000, so they do have a bit more mass than him, and now we do see that with that rear charge, the other Elemental Bear really doing some good damage here to Scarbrand. He's down to half health now. Alright, over here, Skull Cannon has restored its ammunition, is pulling out to start firing a couple of rounds in. I like to see that tactic. Fire, pull out, fire again, use your ammunition, and then get back into melee combat. Over here, it's focusing on the light war sleds by the looks of it, doing some good damage. Scarbrand coming after the weaker Elemental Bear. It looks like it's trying to regroup with the Patriarch. And then I'm sure we're going to be seeing Salyak's Lullaby coming down here to give them some much-needed HP restoration. But they need to get on it. Right now, both the Patriarch and the Elemental Bear not looking too great. However, Terror kicking in on the Chaos Warriors. So if that Terror will kick in on the Flesh Hounds, then they might be able to get something done. But I take that back. They're demonic, so they don't Terror out. Alright, over here it's turning into a big mosh pit. Elemental Bears fighting Scarbrand, and now we do see that Winter's Heart, I believe is what it's called, is going down. And that AoE spell is so deadly for infantry, and you can see Khorne still feeding infantry into it. And this spell is going to win the game for Kislev, I believe. It is such a powerful spell, and you can see the forces of Khorne getting into it, taking a ton of damage per second. Their speed dramatically reduced, and it's going to be Scarbrand versus the world pretty soon here. Big hit from Scarbrand on top of the Elemental Bear. Bear may go down for the count before Scarbrand is done. Yeah, Scarbrand going to destroy the Bear. Alright, Cultist going down. He's just watching the sunrise. It's very poetic of him. Just like, what have I done? Khorne is going to be so mad. Alright, Scarbrand popping in. Throwing down Raging Bodied. But it just looks like it's going to be not enough. He has some infantry hanging in here. He has some cultists with him. The Ice Witch is taking a lot of damage. No doubt about that. The Elemental Bear still looking good, and the Terror Routes kicking in on the infantry. Oh, Scarbrand is starting to be banished. He's unstable. Elemental Bear coming in now too, and there goes Scarbrand. A GG for Kislev, but a very close fight, no doubt about it. Yeah, 1800 value on the Ice Witch. Beautiful Ice Witch play there. I do like the Elemental Bears coming in here against Khorne with the Patriarch for the heals. War sleds to deal with infantry and everything. I mean, yeah, very cool build from Kislev here, who I suspect to be Human Boy. Yes, but we shall see at the end of this when I can verify who moves forward in the bracket. G Violator, yeah, very good game to both of these guys. That was a fun one to watch. Fun one to cast. Scarbrand getting boohoo value there at 3K. Fleshhound play, very, very good. And the Fleshhound's just really a meta definer for Khorne, it would seem. They're just such a good, the best medium cavalry in the game at this point. I used to give it to Nehekara Horseman, so we'll see. I'm curious to see how Nehekara Horseman perform against Flesh Hounds. Should be a good fight. Now, let's update the scoreboard. Perhaps crash the game, you know, we never know. That tends to be what happens. We're going to throw up the blocker so we don't spoil anything when we pull up the replay list. So, semifinal game 2. And we're going to have who I suspect to be Human Boy Yes Yes as Cathay taking on who I suspect to be Slaanesh, which is Ash. So we got Miao Ying with 3 Great Dragon Longma Riders, 3 Celestial Guard, a Peasant, and a Balloon versus some kind of Keeper of Secrets. Oh my goodness gracious. We're going to come right back to this Cathay army because dope. Now for Slaanesh. We're going to have Marauders of Slaanesh up front. I think arguably the best chaff infantry in the game so far at their price point. I think they're like 400 or 450. Yeah, like they're cheap, too cheap, and they have immune to psychology and a big ass HP pool. So there's 5 of them for the front line. We're going to see them backed up by 2 Chaos Spawn of Slaanesh. Got 2 Cultists of Slaanesh, both of whom will have the Gate of Slaanesh to some of the Demonites. And then the other one is also going to be bringing Torment Blade. So it's a hex that they can throw down on top of an enemy. Over here, the Herald of Slaanesh, my bad, not a Keeper of Secrets at all. Going to have Locust Grace, the Portal Glyph, and Pit of Shades. Love Pit of Shades, and the Enfeebling Foe. For the Cavalry, we got Seekers of Slaanesh. All of them armor piercing, causing poison and magic damage. And then we have 2 Chaos Furies for the Air Force. Now taking a look at Cathay's army, which is just bringing me such joy. We have 3 Celestial Guard. We'll kick it into full speed now. Backed up by a Long Spearman. Miao Ying down here with Regrowth. And then she's also going to be bringing Talons of Night. Wrath of the Storm is going to be down there too. And then we have the Sky Junk up in the air. And the 3 Great Longma Riders, who I don't think I've seen in MP as of yet. And I like the idea of having this balloon here just because it gives the Yang bonus to everything on the ground. And Slaanesh is not known for its Air Force. It literally has Chaos Furies, and that's about it. Miao Ying transforming into Dragon mode. And the Great Longma Riders and just kind of positioning themselves into what I imagine to be rear charge formation so they can just kind of hammer and anvil this Slaanesh army. Alright, Slaanesh diving right into the Celestial Guard, Dragon Guard. These guys' stats pretty beefy, 50 melee defense. Over here we are going to see a Pit of Shades going down, but at the last minute you can see that the Mirror Guard were kind of like pushed over towards Slaanesh, so looks like they're not taking full damage from it, but still taking a lot of damage, and in comes a nice charge from the Marauders of Slaanesh and the Seekers of Slaanesh. Over here going to be seeing a summon of Demonites coming in. The balloon doing a lot of damage though, and the Marauders are going to begin to rout. Great Longma Riders coming in for a rear charge on top of the Chaos Spawn. And they have some good weapon strength all the way up at 65 and a good charge bonus at 75, so they're doing some crazy good damage there. Skyjunk doing some nasty damage, 68 kills on top of it so far. Miao Ying and the Great Longma Riders mopping up the Chaos Furies, no problem. Celestial Guard taking a lot of damage, but you can see they're all still holding firm. They have really high leadership, so even though they're down at 17, yeah, these guys really hanging in there. And then over here, another Pit of Shades coming in. Really like the Pit of Shades. It's going to be devastating to this elite infantry. But the Sky Junk continues to just do a ton of damage with all of its incoming fire rounds. Oh my goodness. Over here, going to be seeing a dragon attack, which, oh my goodness. I don't know what that was, and I completely missed it, to be honest. Is this force spotting leadership? Is it an ability on this? The Sky Junk Bomb? I have no... Talons of Night. Oh, yeah, Talons of Night. Very good game. Very good play there from Cathay. Over here, the Logma Riders coming into combat on the ground. These guys have decent stats, especially for flying units. In comes some Sky Junk ammunition. Just bombarding these Slaaneshi forces. And the Celestial Guard still hanging in there. Very good leadership, just coming into combat now. And all the while, you know, the infantry has always had that bonus to yin and yang harmony. Alright, Chaos Fury Summon coming in. Oh, here come the reserve Longmire Riders, though. And I think that's going to be enough to finish them off. Slaanesh still has all three of its heroes alive, though. Miao Ying will have to be careful, but if she transforms into human mode and goes to pop off a regrowth, I think this game's over. And there she is in human mode now. Alright, she's diving into combat. There goes a an Earth Blood on top of herself and the Longmire Riders. And yep, Longmire Rider's going to pin one of these cultists of Slaanesh in place. So Miao Ying can eliminate him. And I think that was Talons of Night, so I do apologize for miscasting that. For some reason I thought Talons of Night had like more hawk talons, but no, the drawing there definitely looks like a dragon talon. Over here, Pit of Shades coming in on top of the Longmire Rider doing some damage. A little bit of friendly fire too, I'm sure, but desperate times call for desperate measures. But Miao Ying looks like she should be able to survive this enfeebling foe on top of her. Longmire Riders coming in, though, to provide that mass and support. If Miao Ying gets that regrowth off, she's golden, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It looks like the Sky Junk Barge still up in the air, still very good on ammunition. Miao Ying, even as a Footlord, 55 defense, 65 melee attack, 430 weapon strength, she is no chump. And there it is. I think army loss is about to kick in. The demons are being banished. Cathay getting getting a victory there. Very close victory. Well played to both players there, but a very out of the box, interesting build from Human Boy. Yes, yes, to be sure. Yao Ying, great damage. All the Longmire Riders doing good, except the last one getting good kills, but not doing the most damage. But look at that, the Sky Junk, over 2,000 value. Celestial Guard, really doing their jobs in terms of just staying alive for a long time. But Herald of Slaanesh getting over 3k value, really doing her job, no doubt. But I don't know, I guess some demon, like armor-piercing infantry really is what this army needed. Because The Marauders of Slaanesh are not going to be able to take these guys out. They just can't get through the armor and the leadership. And then the Seekers of Slaanesh, they have armor piercing, but fighting halberds with cavalry is never a good idea for obvious reasons. So I think it's a combination of just a very atypical build here that caught this player off guard. And not to take away from it, I don't want to make it sound like this is a gimmick army, but because it's not. And as long as you play very well with the Long Riders, you can do this. Because that's the part of this army that I think players might underestimate, is how difficult it is to get value out of flying cavalry. And getting this much value out of them is a super big deal. Great game to him. Anyways, super big deal. How do you like my commentating today? It's a super big deal. Just trust me. But let's throw up the army blocker and go get to the final, because it looks like I did correctly identify Human Boy Yes Yes as the blue player. So let's see if that remains true, and we will go to round 1 of the best of 3 final for HW League Season 10 Tournament number 2. Now, this game, Finals Game 1, we're going to be seeing Human Boy Yes Yes facing off against the one and only Bob Man. So that's going to be a great matchup. And don't worry, the game did crash, in case you were worried. All right, so back to this. You can see Human Boy Yes Yes bringing, get the hell out of here, Cathay versus Bob Man's Kislev. Looks like we're going to have a Lord Magistrate and an Astromancer versus Tsarina Katarine and a Patriarch. Do have some cannons and some, what are they called? Crane. Well, we'll see right now, won't we? So, starting with Grand Cathay for the infantry, we have Peasant Long Spearmen. Looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 units of them. Going to have Jade Warriors with halberds for the front line, have 4 of them. And then we're, excuse me, need some water. And then we are going to have Crane Gunners for that mid-range, or I guess pretty long-range firepower. The cannon for the super long-range firepower. Got some Jade Warrior crossbowmen with shields. Looks like 2 of them, or make it 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, make it 3. And then we'll also have 2 peasant archers in the far rear. Astromancer and the Lord Magistrate, as I mentioned earlier. Looks like the Lord Magistrate is going to be bringing reload skill and accuracy buffs, as well as Inspired Assault for the extra melee attack and charge bonus. He also has Inspired Defense for plus 24 melee defense, plus 16 leadership. So he's a buff lord. Now, Astromancer, going to be coming in with the Celestial Silk Robe, along with Uranus Thunderbolt, and nothing else. Very interesting. He also has that Cloak of Pomei for the extra power recharge rate when he's out of melee. Now, that's going to round out the forces of Cathay, and now going over here to Kislev. We are going to have the Tsar Guard with great weapons, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them. Also going to have 2 regular Tsar Guard. Interesting. So 4 and 2. We're then going to have 3 light war sleds And then we're going to have a Patriarch on top of a Warbear. He's going to be bringing Urson's Roar, Salyak's Lullaby, and Tor's Battle Hymn. And then Tsarina Katerin is going to be on foot, sledding around with an ice path like Iceman, the X-Man. And then we're going to have Stand Your Ground, Frostfang, Ice Maiden's Kiss, and Heart of Winter. Frost Shield's going to be enabled too, along with Arcane Conduit and the Crystal Cloak. So, let's kick this game into full speed.
For we fight for the Dragon Emperor. We fight for the Moon Empress.
Just hitting trees and bouncing back. I mean, okay, cannonballs probably turn some of these into splinters before they, you know, just bounce off guys. It is funny though. Alright, Kislev going to take advantage of this forest, and I mean, I think Cathay already maybe made a slight mistake here in the deployment with that forest. Alright, over here though, some of the Sarguards still out in the open. They do have those bronze shields, but they are having their shields broken by the Crane Guard, so reducing 24 of that missile block chance. So it's probably, yeah, 12 block chance left if you take off the bronze shield. Alright. The Grand Cannon continuing to focus on the light war sleds. And right now, Grand Cathay definitely doing a lot of damage on the Kislev's approach, but we'll see if they keep it up. All of the Sarguard with great weapons are still full health, and in come the light war sleds to support. And I think that, yeah, Sarguard should make minced meat of the Jade Warriors with halberds. Uranus Thunderbolt coming in here. Yeah, Sarguard not having a great time, but the Sarguard with great weapons doing much, much better in their engagements across the board. Over here, it looks like we're going to be seeing one of the ice explosions from Katerin. Doing some nice damage, a little bit of friendly fire as well, but good trade. Excuse me. Light war sleds getting into the back line. Peasant long spearmen, though, there's plenty of them in reserve to get on top of them, start tar pitting, trying to drag them down. And Kislev's Sarguard with great weapons have broken the front line. 3 out of the 4 Jade Warriors with halberds are broken, and the 4th is already wavering. Alright, Heart of Winter. Timing out over here. The Sarguard just continuing to crush the Cathay infantry they interact with. Peasant long spearmen continuing to chase the war sleds around, but it just seems inevitable at this point that the Kislev infantry is going to be able to come out on top in the long run. And that's going to be a GG. Well played. Wait. Oh, yeah, the Great Orthodoxy. For some reason, I read that as a Cathay faction for a second. So, yeah, GG, well played. We're going to see Kislev take that game with a infantry rush build with chariot support. Nice game, yeah. Cathay doing a ton of damage on the approach, but just not able to dish out enough of it across the board. Those great weapons just came in hot. So, the static defense not working out in this case. Trying to think. I mean, I do stand by what I said, though. That deployment really underestimated the importance of the forest because it negated so much potential damage on top of those key units. Because, you know, by the time the great weapons got through the forest, they were already, like, you know, halfway through the firing range of the crossbows. So, GG, well played. Let's see what happens in round 2. Got to throw up that army blocker. All right, finals, game 2. Looking at Slaanesh versus Khorne. And as a reminder, Bobman is going to be up 1-0. Let's remove that blocker after we hit watch replay. All right, looks like we have a Herald of Slaanesh versus Skarbrand the Exiled. Got 4 Chaos Spawn and 5 Halberds with 1 dual weapons. Khorne Warrior versus a whole lot of Demon Knights of Slaanesh. This is fascinating, yeah. So 2 Cultist of Slaanesh with their Demon Knight summons. And then a Herald of Slaanesh going to be coming in here with Portal Glyph for the summon of Chaos Furies, Slicing Shards, and yeah, Arcane Conduit. Interesting builds from both players here. In come the Hellstriders of Slaanesh and some Hell Scourges. And then we're going to have over here with Khorne the army I mentioned. A whole lot of Chaos Spawn, a whole lot of Chaos Halberds, and Skarbrand to smash all of the unworthy foes. All right. All right, Demon Knights of Slaanesh coming forward. Demon Knight should have good matchups here against the Chaos Warriors with Halberds and so forth. The dual weapons should be in a pretty good fight against them, should be quite even. But the Chaos Spawn are going to be tough to deal with. However, the Hell Marauders Spears coming in will be very important. Over here, rear charges going down on top of the Halberds. Looks like one of them turning around in time for it. Over here, seeing them getting sandwiched in place as what looks like be the Slicing Shards is going down. Yep. Oh, doing so much damage. Very nice cast from our Slaanesh player here. Human Boy, yes, yes. All right, here comes the Demon Knight summon. Skarbrand continuing to crush units, but his infantry starting to waver, and now we're going to be seeing the Demon Knight summon coming in behind for a beautiful rear charge as the Halberds were distracted by some Hellstriders. Skarbrand continuing to crush any infantry encounters, but the rest of the fight's proving to be a lot more contested by Slaanesh. Balance of power is ever so slightly in Slaanesh's favor, and here comes another Slicing Shards, and it is going to do so much damage to those Halberds. Skarbrand continuing to rage, but as you can see, a lot of the Halberds now getting routed. Some of them eliminated completely. Dual weapons routing. And over here on Khorne's left flank, Slaanesh's right flank, they're starting to get dragged down as well. So I don't know. Skarbrand needs to start getting something going quickly here. Otherwise, he's going to be left to face 2 Cultists and a Herald of Slaanesh on his own. Alright, one of the cultists has been routed. Scarbrand is still nearby. These guys with their really fleshy spear arms are going to be in combat. Reinforcements from Slaanesh are coming in, including the remaining hero and lord. And some really good use of the Hellstriders throughout the battle here. As you can see, they're just making sure none of these halberds come back into the fight. So as long as they can isolate Scarbrand, then they'll be able to win it. And another slicing shards coming in here from the Herald. And it's going to do some good damage, I imagine. Yeah, there it goes. These guys not able to escape. I think that might have been overcast given the area of effect. And now it's going to be, yeah, Scarbrand versus the Herald, the cultist. He is doing some good work, no doubt about that. Chaos Furies coming out. Going to be surrounding Scarbrand. In comes some Hellstriders to also get into the fight. And Scarbrand is all on his own. He has two units of halberds that aren't routing, but they are just completely in tatters. And I think he's going to get dragged down here. He's going for that Herald. Rapturous Excess. I like that sub-faction name. Let's go ahead and update this scoreboard to show that our friend Human Boy Yes Yes has tied it up 1-1 with a very good battle against the forces of Khorne here. Almost 2,000 value on the Herald of Slaanesh with those bleak shards, I believe is what it was called. And man, so good at AoE attack for the armor piercing on top of that elite infantry, doing good work every single cast. Hey, Major Moolite, is the daytime where I am, but good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Fun matchup indeed, Romulan Dog. Over here, Scarbrand getting over 3k value. These Chaos Spawn all performing very, very well. The Halberds, though, not having very good matchups here. There was a lot of infantry to fight, not a lot of large units to fight. He went pretty light on the large units and used them mostly as just quick rear attacks and routers, or the units that chase off routing units. So really liked how we used these. This was a very well played game. So GG to him. Let's go over here to update the scoreboard and throw up the army blocker. How come the end screen shows lord names instead of player names? On replays, it used to show player names, and now it doesn't show player names, so I had to guess which players are which. Yeah, Demon 8s are basically made to kill halberds, absolutely Major Moolah, so definitely didn't work out well for him, but the Chaos Spawn really worked out there. I just would have liked to see some mobility, a little bit more dynamics here, because like Fleshhounds of Khorne against Slaanesh seemed like a no-brainer to me. Like, ditch one of these halberds and the dual weapons, and then you got yourself 3... I guess only 2. Maybe you can get up to 3 if you shave something else off. But yeah, get some Fleshhounds of Khorne, and that would just help so much in this match. But enough of my jibber jabber. Let's get to the last one. But yeah, in the other games, it used to show the player names. So Warhammer 3, like I say, I still love this franchise, but I'm very disappointed with the lack of polish. Like, it makes me miss Warhammer 2 because of how much better it felt overall. It was just much more polished. But here we are, ace match, tiebreaker, whatever you want to call it. Round 3 between Human Boy Yes Yes and Bobman. Now let's just cover the armies here, like I should have done the whole time. But we're going to start with our blue player here, Human Boy Yes Yes first. And we got Blue Horrors of Tzeentch, 3 of them. Sebastian Dorian, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying yourself at the stream. So yeah, 3 Blue Horrors of Tzeentch, 1 Pink Horror. We're going to have a lot of Forsaken, 4 of them, people. Got 2 Spawn of Tzeentch, and then we have 2 Chaos Knights of Tzeentch. Such a cool unit. Kairos Fate Reaver is going to be on the field. He's got Oracle of Eternity, Gaze of Eternity, Scroll of Destiny, Harmonic Convergence. Penumbral Pendulum is banned, so that's no good. Regrowth. Hopefully he doesn't use it, because yeah, it is banned in my tournaments at the moment because it's bugged. And then he's got Blue Fire of Tzeentch. Also going to be seeing Glean Magic. Did he accidentally bring all of the magic? I think that's what happened here. I think he accidentally brought every single spell. Anywho, yeah, because he has all of Kairos' possible spell options. Fires of Change is going to be on there. Greater Arcane Conduit, and we'll see this. Can you play Old World races in this tournament? Old World races aren't in the game yet unless you have mods, I believe. So, no, not at the moment. As soon as Immortal Empires releases and they add all of the other factions in, yes, absolutely. I miss all of our old factions, no doubt about that. And so that's Tzeentch's army. For the Ogre Kingdoms, we're going to have 5 Noblars, single Saber Tusk pack, 4 Ogre Bulls, 4 Ogre Bulls with Iron Fist, 2 Hunters, who I love to see. Looks like they're, one second, both of them are going to have the Crippling Shot and the Loner trait. And then we have a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw. Extra ingredients: Brain Gobbler, Bull Gorger, Bone Crusher, Tooth Cracker, the Maw, Troll Guts. I'm just being dumb. Okay, so this is the other thing that's not polished, apparently. In this replay file, I guarantee you when I get in battle, it's not going to show their entire spell kit, but it is showing their entire spell kit right now. Unless both players accidentally brought all of the spells on top of their casters, which is not something I tend to see, especially from these two guys. So let's get to it, shall we? Yeah, game is definitely buggy, Gabos. You might hear different things from different people, but in my opinion, yeah. Sebastian Dornian, it would be Tzeentch and Ogre Kingdoms, in my opinion.
There is no prophet wondering what is to come. All is already written.
Yeah, it definitely is Major Moolah. But I still love the franchise, and I know there's players who are still eager to get the multiplayer competitive in there, so I must oblige. All right. Hunters are on top. Yeah, it didn't even show me that these guys... Wait, Stonehorns don't cause... Yeah, okay. So these guys do cause terror. Yeah, Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw only had 3 of those spells. Same with Kairos Fate Weaver. He only had 1 of them. So, CA, if you're watching, fix it. Alright, Stonehorn coming into the fight. Getting on top of those blue horrors of Tzeentch. Bobman charging in hard with just a ton of Ogre Bulls and Gnoblars. Not wasting any time, he's just getting into it. Yeah, Ogres just came out swinging with everything they had. Over here, Tzeentch, though, with the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, routing some of those Iron Fist, and now wheeling around to smash these Ogres in the flank, too. Stonehorn over here trying to help break through the front lines. Tzeentch so far holding pretty firm. Alright, there it goes, though. See these Forsaken routing. Chaos Spawn holding firm those unbreakable bastions for Chaos Forces. Oh, nice Blue Flame of Tzeentch going into the Slaughtermaster. He's going to be throwing down Troll Guts on top of himself, though. And that should help him out quite a lot. The Armor Sundering from the Spawn of Tzeentch. Definitely a nice trait to have on the battlefield here, with all of your non-armor piercing missile units. Yeah, Major Moolah. Tzeentch Knights are super powerful because of that barrier. Yeah. Tzeentch's right flank holding very firm. You can see the the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch were on that flank, so they were winning big. Over on the Tzeentch left flank, though, the Ogres have won big. And so now it looks like we're going to see all the forces coming together in the center for, you know, one last big engagement to settle the matter once and for all. We do see that both of the Hunters on their Stonehorns are still quite healthy. Very high on ammunition, too, which they haven't been using. And that could be a big factor in the late game, no doubt. And Troll Guts is an option to heal up a lot of these Ogre Kingdom forces. Oh, my goodness. Very cool ability going down there. I believe that's a spell, though. So I'm going to go check out our Slaughtermaster to confirm. Ah! Slaughtermaster, come to me. Troll Guts, Bone Crusher, and yeah, I think it's Bone Crusher was that one, maybe. If I'm lying, let me know. Oh, wait. No, no. Belly Slapper? No. Yeah, it must have been Iron Fist. Over here, Ogres beginning to waver a bit, some of them, but the reinforcements coming in are holding it together. See Kairos Fate Weaver jingling like a wind chime. Pink Horrors of Tzeentch focusing on this Hunter. Both Hunters still well above half health, though. Tzeentch does look like it's starting to get dragged down here. Chaos Knights are removing themselves from combat, but the Stonehorns are on their heels. And now we see some Ogre Bulls coming into combat too. And their mass to help pin these Knights in place will be very, very useful. Over here, you can see those Tzeentch Knights there, when they got caught out, took so much damage. And now a terror route going down. Ogres looking more and more powerful as this battle wears on. It's Bang Stick. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Bang Stick. Kairos Fate Weaver, balance of power going back towards even. You can see this unit of Chaos Knights of Siege still very healthy. Kairos Fate Weaver throwing in some blue flames of Siege, and now the Chaos Knights diving into combat. Another blue flame of Siege coming in from Kairos, and now he's going to go into combat. Over here, it looks like we're going to be seeing Iron Fist coming in. Oh my goodness, look at the damage it just did, and there goes Bang Stick through him as well. Siege Knights with the Stonehorn on top are not going to be able to last much longer. But oh no, Terror kicking in. I spoke too soon. The Terror route on top of all of the Ogre Bulls and the Slaughtermaster kicking in there. Going to be seeing a Troll Guts going down on top of one of the Hunters though. And now it's the it's the Chaos Knights' turn to be terrorized, as these Stonehorns start chasing him down. Very, very close fight. But with the Chaos Knights being chased off by Siege, I don't know if they have enough to win this. They still have a single unit of Chaos Spawn, which is definitely useful, but it's isolated, nothing supporting it. Kairos Fate Weaver is over here chasing things, so now the Ogres just have the opportunity to completely surround and kill the spawn of Siege when there's nothing else here to help them. Alright, another blue flame of Siege going down on top of the Slaughtermaster. Slaughtermaster may be going down for the count here. Siege diving in, getting a rout, shattering one of the Ogres. He is still full health, and I don't know why I called him Siege. It's Kairos Fate Weaver, to be clear. There he is, pulling back, and now we have more Forsaken of Siege coming in here. The Chaos Spawn still in the fight. Noblars coming in to support, more Ogre Bulls coming back to the fight. And the Slaughtermaster remains alive, but oh no! Oh! He's saved by the tree! Kairos Fate Weaver stuck in the past or just gazing off into the future, not seeing the tree right in front of him in the present. But he's still routing him. Will that be the game-losing play for Siege? Since he missed that fire, he has to go chase the Slaughtermaster, and now his forces are unsupported. I don't know. It's looking like it may be coming down to something as trivial as the spell placement when there's a tree nearby. Yep, there it is. This guy's dead now. And now Kairos Fate Weaver is turning around to support, but by the time he gets there, this spawn of Siege may be eliminated. Only one model left. And there it goes. Now it is Siege in the air by as a lonesome. Is there any forces around here? Looks like one unit of Forsaken has just regained their leadership. And now the Hunters have tons of ammunition. Plenty of mass on those Stonehorns. What is the mass on these guys? 3,500? Oh no, that's Kairos Fate Weaver. Mass on the Hunters is 9,800. So, quite a bit heftier on top of those Stonehorns. Rock! Rock, rock, rock! Rock! Kairos is getting bodied indeed. Slickback. Couldn't have said it better myself. These stone horns, ridden by the hunters, are going to be the decisive factor. And that's it. Going to be a GG. Well played, Bobman. Coming back after losing round 2 and winning the final 2-1. But an excellent fight from Human Boy. Yes, yes. Beautiful matchups across the board. Really enjoyed today's tournaments. Thank you to the fresh recruits who played live. And a big thank you to the players who played yesterday and sent me the replay so I can check out this final. Congrats to Bobman. You are the champion of HW League Season 10, Tournament 2. Yeah, I do all matches best of 3 just to save time and because it helps out our East Asian and Oceania players because they play way into the early morning, if not. So great games across the board. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more details on other tournaments in the near future. And when I say stay tuned, in the Discord, not here. I'm going to be ending the stream now. But checking out these Hunters MVPs, just really smashing everything that needed to be smashed. But I like this build a lot against Tzeentch. It's just focused on, like, you have to overwhelm them. You can't let Tzeentch shoot you. Even though this army wasn't really focused on shooting. It was a very rush-heavy Tzeentch army, too, with the good armor from the Forsaken of Tzeentch. And I love the Chaos Knights. They didn't end up paying for themselves, but they're a really cool unit. Kairos, though, getting almost 4K in value. He's an absolute monster. And, yeah, just well played across the board. So here we have the top 2 factions in the meta, according to most players and myself. But it does look like the Ogres came out on top when they went full on into their infantry rush. But it was a close fight, nonetheless. So, on that note, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to follow or subscribe if you feel so kind and you enjoy the content. We will be doing more tournaments every weekend, so stay tuned for that. And I'll have some random streams throughout the week, either me playing Domination or Ent Ladder Battles in Warhammer 3, or perhaps some Elden Ring. And on the very rare occasion, I might stream some Hunt Showdown because it's a good game. But on that note, take care, have a good day or night wherever you may be. My son HW signing out. See you on the battlefield.